We all fall down, all fall down.
What's good, YouTube? So today I'll be walking you through my full upper body day, starting here with some dynamic warm-ups for the thoracic spine and the lats. Lats are responsible when they're tight, it affects your overhead positioning. So I'm trying to loosen these guys up before I get into my OHPs. So here I move on to camels. Also looks like I'm pumping the ground, but really I'm protracting and retracting the shoulder blades, trying to get that nice and loose, and also getting some thoracic rotation. Really good exercise. Remember to breathe and do these slowly. This video is sped up, so it does look faster than what I'm actually doing. I move on to grabbing a band and doing some banded dislocations, which is basically just trying to get the full range of motion of the shoulder, drawing semicircles back and forth, and then moving on to a band pull apart. This is my number one exercise for warming up for a bench press, as it does mimic the movement in the way you keep your shoulder blades backing down. I'm also doing weighted pull-ups later on, so getting the scapula warm from the pull-ups. So moving on to the bench press, my poverty lift. Look at how heavy that weight looks. Oh my god. So the reason why is I suffered a injury in my shoulder about a year and a half ago, and my bench has not been up to par. But can't complain with 225, 5 sets of 5. The weight did move okay, which definitely doesn't make it the worst bench day that I've had in the previous weeks. There's days that I've actually had to stop my training because of my discomfort in my shoulder. So I think I did improve on my bench setup quite a bit. My feet are pretty close in, my shoulder blades are retracted and depressed, and I'm improving on my arch, although like powerlifters, they have a much better arch than this. So from the posterior view, I'm going to show you how to cue it. So I unrack the bar using my lats, and then I keep my shoulder blades backing down, and as I descend the bar, I'm imagining breaking the bar with my shoulders. That way my elbows are tucked in, nice and safe, using a little bit of leg drive on the way up. Maintaining nice spine and scapula position. So the pen lay row, one of my favorite back exercises. Very similar to the deadlift, as you pre-pull the bar and drive your feet down through the ground, and then initiating the pull through your elbows. A little bit of body movement here, but maintaining mostly in a neutral spine position. Can happen during heavier loads, I would say, but do the best you can. So here we have the overhead press. And I like a nice narrow stance here, so I go about hip width apart, and what I focus on doing is when I take a big breath, brace my rib cage and then push my weight through the ground. Notice also how my knees and my hips are completely locked out the entire time, so keeping it pretty strict, except for that rep, a little lean back there, but it's all good. So my back's actually not looking too bad in this angle here. Notice when I come down, I'm almost engaging the lats to rebound the weight as I do my vertical push back up. It's almost like a rebound. Notice one side's a little bit higher for my instability on my left shoulder. Overall, not too bad. Alright, moving on to the weighted pull-ups. I think I have 25 pounds attached. Pretty quick tempo, but I'm trying to get a little bit of squeeze at the top. And I have this exercise to, I guess, credit for my overall thickness that I've gained this past off season. Typically my back is the last to kind of lean out. I've noticed through my last show, but for some reason this show, my back is coming out quite a bit. I'm still holding a little bit of fat around the midsection and the love handle area, but it's coming in for 12 weeks out. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. There you go. One more. There you go. So here we have some weighted dips. So I did feel a little bit of discomfort doing this exercise, as on my previous set of pull-ups, I came down and hit my elbow onto the rack. So a little bit painful here, but here I have 90 pounds attached, doing 4 sets of 10 reps. Triceps has definitely been one of my stronger areas. Notice here from this angle, that have a slight forward lean, activating a little bit more lower pec, but definitely still a lot of tricep involvement. Also trying to think about maintaining a nice neutral spine. My head is a little bit more forward than I would like, but nowhere near where it's going to risk any sort of injury. So here I'm practicing some of my men's physique posing. In men's physique, there's 4 quarter turns. So you have a front, side, back, and other side. So notice this side I don't have too much rotation. Watch when I come over to the other side. My back looks pretty good. Nice and wide. Yeah, so notice this side, I can rotate a lot further compared to my left. The front pose, in the BCBA, the federation I compete in, they actually want you hitting the front pose a little more dead on without angling out your torso to the side. So a lot of people try to hide their waist a little bit by almost like creating an illusion, but BCBA is pretty strict on that. So I'm trying to focus on keeping that a little bit more dead on here. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. More good stuff coming soon.